ScouterStan. Let's talk a little bit about the units committee. This is one of those subjects that I haven't really covered, and it's extremely important. Scouting just doesn't happen by chance. Behind every successful unit, you will find a dedicated committee, making sure that the leaders and the youth have what they need to succeed. So often, if you're a scout-facing leader, you really don't think about all the stuff going on in the background. And likewise, if you're backstage and you're in the committee and you're doing different activities, you're not really thinking about scout-facing aspect of leadership. It is absolutely critical that the unit committee is led by a very capable chairman. The backbone of support for the scout unit, whether it be a troop, a pack, a crew, or a Sea Scout ship, is absolutely critical to any successful endeavors. Now, typically, the position of committee chair is followed by the unit's secretary, unit's treasurer, and advancement. It's important to also have things like training coordinators, fundraising. There's a lot of stuff. Equipment, it could go on. It really depends a lot on the type of unit. The needs of a pack versus a Sea Scout ship, totally different. But the committee chair is really the leader of all of the different teams that are involved with the unit. One of the neat things about the committee is that all the members do not have to have actual scouting experience in their past. So parents fill this role 100% and should be asked to really participate in the unit's activities in regards to the unit's committee. Now, the actual mechanics of a committee, the responsibilities can vary. There could be administrative support, such as paperwork, finances and record keeping, fundraising and budgeting for the unit. Within the committee, there's also advancement and award processing of the paperwork. The unit committee can also be transportation and logistics of supplies. And one of the very important things that the committee does is recruiting and training of the leaders. Now, many times I talk about scout facing. That's like the Scoutmaster, the den leader, the cub master, different positions that are actually interacting with the scouts. Now, behind the scenes or backstage is the committee and all of the different teams that are back there. And they are the support center for all of the scout-facing leaders. Even though they're backstage and then they're scout-facing, they can go on camporees. They can do things with the adult leaders of the unit. And they can go camping and do the activities too. Now, the committee also is there to support the youth, and this is to ensure safety and well-resourced outings. The committee can handle background logistics of the adult leaders so that the youth can get to the activity, the camp out, with very little thought as far as logistics and organizing towards that goal. The committee could even provide checklists and different kinds of balance sheets to the adult leaders so that they know what's going on for their youth. This helps keep the program strong. Hey, before we go any further, I want to make sure that you know that you are invited to the campfire chat meeting we have each month on the first Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. We get together around the campfire and talk about all kinds of scouting issues, and you have a reserved seat in the chat where you can ask questions of anyone on the live show. So you don't want to miss it. Let me take a moment to just thank all of the patrons on Patreon. They've been financially supporting this podcast for quite some time. Also, I want to thank all of the members of the YouTube channel that have also been supporting financially what we do here. If you have a moment, you can definitely check us out at ScouterStan.org. Okay, now that you got the information, let's head on back. Now, the unit committee often will meet on a monthly basis. This could increase depending on what's going on within the unit. A lot of Cub Scout units tend to take a summertime break, so prior to that, there may be doubled up meetings. But typically, for most units, whether it be a troop going off to summer camp or a crew having a high adventure, they kind of have to be there so that the logistics can be worked out between all the different teams. Now, a committee meeting will often have an agenda produced by the chair to actually conduct reports on all of the different teams and departments. This is a very critical type of meeting for the unit. And without the unit committee working together, all of the different teams, the unit will struggle. A strong committee helps scouts thrive and the leaders avoid any type of burnout or problems. It's important to make sure that parents get involved. Every new parent that's coming into the unit should be asked to join or sit in on a committee meeting. And this is even if they're not outdoorsy. It's important that they know that their input is critical to the success of the unit. Every adult has some skills, whether it be financial skills, organization skills, fundraising, logistics. Everyone has a skill, and they can contribute to the benefit of the unit. Now, there are some common misconceptions when it comes to the unit committee. The first one is it's just a bunch of boring paperwork. Paperwork is important, but it's not everything. And when you don't do your paperwork, you're going to have problems. Another big one is that only experienced scouters can actually serve. That's just not true. Every parent should be invited to be a part of the unit committee. Another big one is the committee runs the troop. Actually, they support the troop or the pack or the crew or the ship. The committee reports to the charter organization rep, who is actually in charge of everything. It's always important to think of the committee as a critical part of your unit and its overall success. When the leadership is there, they can actually do things for the youth, and it's so important. It's critical that the committee works with the chair and all the different teams. Every single department can be a team. I want to thank all the individuals that are listening to this podcast that have joined the committee. Your dedication is helping the unit and your scouts far more than you might see. And that dedication is wonderful. Please keep up that good, hard work. And if you have questions about it, please let me know. It is something that I'm passionate about. I want to make sure that your unit committee is succeeding, and therefore your scouts will succeed too. Thank you for all you do, and I hope to see you on the trail.